and my dad.
For 17 years, Julie Shear has welcomed thousands of young women through the doors of her Canberra dance studio.
Hi girls, how are you, my little besties? Let's perform a bit too.
She's been dance coach, mentor, sometimes surrogate mum.
Right guys, you ready?
Despite their confident exterior, each student has their own story of teenage struggle. And Julie Shear can sense when things just aren't right.
You can just see that they just start looking like they're withdrawing and their mood is low. Quite often they'll say, I've got tummy pains or something like that, but you know it's probably anxiety.
Going by the stats, Canberra is Australia's most affluent city. But scratch the surface and there's a worrying adolescent mental health crisis. The ACT has Australia's highest rates of teenage mental illness. A third of 15 to 19-year-olds suffer serious psychological distress. And the rates are worst for girls aged 14 to 17.
It tends to affect students who do come from those amazingly loving families who are highly successful.
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for coming on a little bit later as well.
Rania Yallop knows that coming from a loving home doesn't make you immune to mental health battles.
Everything was overwhelming. I didn't know how to do anything. Just wasn't happy ever. You know, was always sad or stressed.
In her high school years, things really began to spiral.
A little bit before my 14th birthday, I attempted suicide for the first time. But I don't think it's uncommon for people 13, 14 years old to be going through some really serious kind of troubles. Sporting facilities for months now, they can't keep up with the demand.
A decade on, Rania has now forged a successful career in media. But getting here wasn't easy.
Between, 13 and 23 or 14 and 24, it really is where you learn who you are and how you sit within the world. And although it was pretty tricky, and there's some bits that I would rather erase, I'm happy that I got to go through what I went through so I can be who I am now.
Enter a new organisation to help girls and young women navigate those difficult years.
Fearless Women is a new charity or a new not-for-profit here in Canberra, and it's aimed at supporting young women aged 10 to 25. We actually want girls to be bold and strong and to fearlessly find their way in the world.
Fearless Women is modelling itself partly on the highly successful Canberra charity Men's Link.
When the pressure gets too much, it feels really hard to ask for help.
Which for 20 years has offered counselling, in-school education programs and mentoring for young men. This time though, girls are the target. And it'll be women signing on as mentors to help guide them through life's challenges.
Especially when you're a teenage girl. I love my mum to death, but God, I hated her. Really, you don't want to talk to her about anything. So if you can have, especially a woman in there to fill that kind of gap.
Fearless Women has already run pilot programs to find out just what young women want.
It appears that our young girls are very underconfident. They want to know that their feelings are valid and they want those things for the rest of their life.
But there are hurdles like timely access to mental health care in Canberra.
I know at school there's school psychologists and all that. But
Fearless Women says there are unique factors that drive up mental health rates in Canberra, pressure to perform in the school-college system and a lack of the usual family support networks you'd have in other cities.
People move in and out of the ACT, so young women don't have that extended family.
And with a highly professional workforce, Canberra teens feel a need to live up to their parents' and peers' expectations.
Definitely I found within my friendship group especially that if they don't have a job that's what everyone else would think would be successful, whether it is in the public service or not, that they feel like they're not being successful. And so that brings on the anxiety.
Where in fact, success is different to each of us. Yeah. The success is being true to yourself and pursuing what interests and fulfills you.
Nice one.
According to Julie Shear, this charity is arriving at just the right time.
It was clear to me before COVID, I already thought it's essential. But especially now after COVID, Everyone needs someone to talk to.
Everyone needs a fearless woman and everyone can be a fearless woman.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly. I love that.
So far, the Fearless Women organisation is privately funded. Its challenge now is to secure ongoing government funding to roll out its programs to those who dearly need them. Craig Allen, ABC News, Canberra.